Hey guys! Welcome to Couple. Please like and subscribe if you like this video. In the article, Kavanaugh argues that a sitting president shouldn't be distracted by civil lawsuits or criminal investigations while in office. Having seen firsthand how complex and difficult that job of president is, I believe it vital that the president be able to focus on his never-ending tasks with as few distractions as possible, he wrote. Looking back to the late 1990s, for example, the nation certainly would have been better off if President Clinton could have focused on Osama bin Laden without being distracted by the Paula Jones sexual harassment case and its criminal investigation offshoots. And he called for Congress to consider passing a law to defer any civil lawsuit or criminal investigation against a president until after he leaves office. Notably, Kavanaugh doesn't pass constitutional judgment on this matter. The result the Supreme Court reached in Clinton v. Jones that presidents are not constitutionally entitled to deferral of civil suits may well have been entirely correct. That is beyond the scope of this inquiry. But he does make his personal opinion clear: the indictment and trial of a sitting president, moreover, would cripple the federal government, rendering it unable to function with credibility in either the international or domestic arenas. Such an outcome would ill-serve the public interest, especially in times of financial or national security crisis. What's especially striking about Kavanaugh's opinion in that 2009 Law Review article is that it contradicts his work for Ken Starr, who investigated President Clinton in the Whitewater/Lewinsky probes. As we wrote after Justice Anthony Kennedy announced his retirement late last month, what makes this Supreme Court fight different from the ones during the Bush or Obama years is the Mueller probe. The president's 2016 campaign and the president himself is under investigation for its possible ties to Russian interests. And if there's a significant development in the next month, another indictment, guilty plea, or battle over a subpoena, Democrats could argue that the president shouldn't be able to appoint a justice to the court who will probably have to rule on some aspect of the Mueller probe. And that becomes even more potentially explosive given Kavanaugh's article in 2009. Here's what the swing GOP and Democratic senators said about Kavanaugh's nomination as mentioned above. Here are the statements that key GOP and Democratic senators released last night on Kavanaugh's nomination. Per NBC's Frank Thorpe, Garrett Hawk, and Rebecca Shabbat, Susan Collins, Judge Kavanaugh has impressive credentials and extensive experience, having served more than a decade on the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals. I will conduct a careful, thorough vetting of the president's nominee to the Supreme Court, as I have done with the 5 previous Supreme Court justices whom I have considered. Lisa Murkowski, I intend to review Judge Kavanaugh's decisions on the bench and writings off the bench, and pay careful attention to his responses to questions posed by my colleagues on the Senate Judiciary Committee. Joe Donnelly, he said before the Kavanaugh pick that he declined an invitation to appear at last night's White House announcement so that I can meet first with the nominee in a setting where we can discuss his or her experience and perspectives.